Be honest, how much of your day goes to worrying about what other people think of you? Your outfit, your opinions, your choices, the way you talk, the way you look, all of it running through your head on a loop. Mark Manson has a blunt answer for why that's wrecking your life. You care about too many things that don't matter, and it's draining you dry. Every notification, every stranger's opinion, every little thing that goes wrong in your day, you're handing it a piece of your attention like it's free. It's not free. So this isn't about giving zero cares, it's about being picky with the ones you hand out. And there are 3 ideas in this book that show you exactly where your energy's leaking and how to plug it. The feedback loop from hell. So let's start with something Manson calls the feedback loop from hell, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's how it works. Caring about feeling bad makes you feel worse. Caring about being anxious makes you more anxious. Your brain isn't just reacting to the problem anymore, it's reacting to your reaction, and that second layer is where things spiral. Think about doom scrolling. You're stressed about something in the news, so you open your phone to check it, and 40 minutes later, you're still scrolling. And now you're stressed about the news and stressed about the 40 minutes you just lost. That's the loop. One bad feeling breeding a second one, and the second one is somehow worse than the first. Or think about the last time you had something big coming up, a presentation, an interview, whatever it was. You start feeling anxious a few days out. That's normal. But then you get anxious about being anxious. You think, why am I freaking out about this? I shouldn't feel this way. And now you're spiraling before the actual event has even happened. You've created a problem out of a feeling that would have passed on its own. This is where the book gets interesting, because Manson's core insight flips the whole self-help industry on its head. Trying too hard to feel good is itself a source of feeling bad. The chase for constant happiness, constant calm, constant control, that chase is exhausting and it backfires. The harder you grab for it, the more it slips. Now, you've probably met people who just shrug things off. Something goes wrong and they're on to the next thing in 5 minutes. And it's easy to think they're built different, like they've got some kind of emotional armor you don't. But that's not it. They're not immune to bad feelings. They just don't feed the loop. They let the first feeling be the only feeling. No stacking, no spiraling, no second layer of anxiety about the anxiety. So if the loop is the problem, here's the real question. What do you do about it? And the answer isn't stop feeling things, because you can't. The answer is choosing what gets your attention in the first place, before the loop even has a chance to start. The care budget. So here's a way to think about it. You've got a set amount of time, energy, and attention every single day. That's your budget. And just like money, once you spend it, it's gone. You can't get that day back. Now think about where most people actually spend that budget. A stranger's opinion in the comments section, a rude comment from someone you'll never see again, traffic, the guy who cut you off, someone's snarky text. None of it pays you back. None of it moves your life forward even an inch, but you hand over your attention like there's an endless supply. Here's a mini example. Picture someone furious about a 1-star review on something they built, spending their whole evening drafting a response, losing sleep over a stranger's opinion, while they haven't been to a doctor in 3 years and keep putting it off. That's the budget problem in one picture. All that energy going towards something with zero return, while the thing that actually affects their life just sits there, ignored. Manson's point isn't that you should feel nothing. Not caring doesn't mean indifference. It means only letting yourself get affected by what's actually important and treating everything else like background noise. Most people have that backwards. They save their calm for the big stuff and blow their fuse on the small stuff, when it should work the other way around. So how do you actually tell the difference? Here's a test Manson leans on. Does this align with what I actually want my life to look like? Not does this bother me, because plenty of things bother you that don't matter at all. The question is whether reacting to this thing pulls you closer to the life you're trying to build, or just burns time you'll never get back. And here's a simple filter you can run daily. Separate "this is annoying" from "this actually matters." Somebody's tone in a group chat, annoying. A parking ticket, annoying. Someone cutting in line, annoying. None of those affect your 5-year plan, your health, your relationships, or anything you actually value. Most daily irritations fail this test the second you ask the question honestly. They feel urgent in the moment, but they don't survive 5 seconds of scrutiny. Once you get good at running that filter, something shifts. You stop reacting to everything and start noticing how much of your day used to get eaten up by things that never deserved a second of it. But knowing what deserves your energy is only half of it. The other half is figuring out who actually has to deal with it. Because a lot of what drains people isn't just misplaced attention, it's carrying weight that was never theirs to carry in the first place. The responsibility paradox. Manson makes a split here that sounds strange at first. You can be responsible for a problem even when it's not your fault. Those feel like the same thing, but they're not. Fault is about the past, who caused it. Responsibility is about right now, who has to deal with it. Say you grew up in a rough situation. Maybe your parents didn't give you what you needed. Maybe you got a bad hand nobody would have picked. None of that was your fault. You didn't choose it. But here's the part nobody wants to hear. You're the one who has to deal with the fallout now. Nobody's coming to fix your habits, your patterns, your relationship with money or people or yourself. That job landed on you, whether you asked for it or not. Now, here's where it gets complicated in a way Manson couldn't have fully predicted when he wrote this. The internet puts every crisis on the planet in front of you, all day, every day. War somewhere, a disaster somewhere else, an injustice happening across the globe, all scrolling past your thumb before breakfast. And the trap is thinking because you know about something, it's yours to fix. Awareness isn't responsibility. Knowing about a crisis in another country doesn't make you the one who has to solve it. People confuse those two constantly. They see a problem, feel something about it, and think that feeling means they're now on the hook to fix. So they try to carry all of it: the war, the injustice, the stranger's bad day, the argument they saw online between two people they've never met, and they burn out because nobody can actually carry the whole world. That's not strength, that's just exhaustion waiting to happen. Here's the part that actually frees you up. Once you separate fault from responsibility, you get to choose your problems instead of inheriting every single one that crosses your feed. You don't have to carry the fault for everything wrong in the world just because you're aware of it. You get to decide what's actually yours to deal with and let the rest be someone else's to handle, or nobody's, or just a fact about the world that doesn't require your involvement. And this leads to maybe the sharpest line in the whole book. The quality of your life is decided by the quality of problems you choose to have. Everybody's got problems. That never stops. The question is whether you're picking problems that build something or just absorbing whatever lands in front of you because it happened to catch your eye. That's the real shift this whole book is asking you to make. Stop reacting to everything that shows up. Start choosing what's actually worth the fight. So here's what all of this comes down to. You don't need fewer feelings, you need better targets for them. If this rewired how you think about where your energy goes, watch The Strangest Secret next. It pairs with this one perfectly. Drop a comment with one thing you're done giving a care about starting today.
If this helped you even a little, hit subscribe.